Welcome to the Sports Mom Playbook.
Welcome to the Sports Mom Playbook, the podcast that takes you behind the scenes with real moms and industry experts for all things sports to help you start or make more use of your time on and off the field.
Get ready for this binge-worthy podcast with some special guest appearances. Laugh along and join us in what we love doing, celebrating the true MVPs of the game, moms.
Let's do this. You know the sound of a game day, the crack of a bat, the roar of a crowd, and of course the smack of sunflower seeds. And nobody does it better than smacking sunflower seeds. These aren't your average convenience store seeds. We're talking bold, addictive flavors, less mess, and packaging made for the ballpark grind. From dill pickle punch to sweet heat barbecue, smacking seeds brings the flavor and the attitude. Perfect for dugouts, road trips, and yes, even sideline snacking for sports moms like a little crunch with their cheer. Family owned, just like your local league. Stock up at smackinsunflowerseeds.com and use code Rachel84257 for 10% off your first smack-worthy stash. Smackin' Sunflower Seeds, fueling your season one smack at a time.
Hi, friends. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Sports Mom Playbook Podcast. My name is Rachel.
Hi, and I'm Yaritza.
And today is a adult-only episode.
Yes.
This is
not for little ears.
Not for little ears. If you are in the car and you have little ears around you,
turn it off.
We are going to give you a nice, fair warning. Stop it right now.
Yeah. Skip.
We're going to talk some things that may not be age appropriate for those that are listening around. So we're going to give a little pause here.
Yeah.
Fix yourself. And we're going to kind of hop right into it.
Jump right in. All right. So I will tell you this. And the reason why we decided to talk about this episode, because we actually had another topic in mind that we wanted to talk about. But because all this stuff is happening to our kids at all ages, we figured like this is an episode for the mamas and the dads out there that just need to know that we're all in it together and how can we kind of navigate this journey of parenthood, I guess, the season that we're in, right? So what brought up the topic is that there's a friend of mine that I know that has a child in school that they received a call from the assistant principal and that child's teacher that when they were told to address like a reading assignment or anything on their personal laptops that are provided by the school. The child went ahead and apparently had logged into that little assignment, but also quickly jumped to YouTube. Which is so interesting to me.
Do they have access to YouTube?
They do.
Really?
Which is so crazy. So they have access to YouTube.
I didn't know that.
And then the things that were being searched are, the typical thing like Fortnite cheat videos. And, football results for the Cowboys and Bears game or whatever the case may be. But
we're going to pray for them if they're a Bears fan. I'm just kidding.
But the one thing that really highlighted to this parent that was just like, it could never be her child, right? Is sexy girls in the world. And you think the age group of this child, I mean, they were really young.
Right. We're talking like elementary kids.
Oh, yeah, 100%. She's from elementary. So it's one of those things where it was just like, that's not, that the mom was like, that's not my kid. Like, there's just no way. Like, they're not even allowed to have YouTube at home. They're not allowed to have YouTube on the parents' devices, So all of that to say, when the principal calls this parent and is like, hey, this is what's happening, the mom's like, oh, okay, well, I can see the Fortnite. Like, whatever. I can see that happening. Football, they don't really watch football, so that's kind of weird. And then they would ask the principal was like, is this something that was it a group assignment or was it like anybody else had access? Like, just because the other searches of like the sexy girls or whatever.
But does stuff come up?
So apparently no, nothing came up.
Like, is it blocked?
Well, I don't know if it's blocked. I mean, again, I wasn't a parent to know, like, and I wasn't physically there. But from what I understand is that they were able to search it. Now, were they able to view the video? I don't know. If it says, like, you have to log in, under the age of whatever, 18, sometimes they have a little bit of a restriction. But the funny part is that the assistant principal told the parent that, like, the child had subscribed to like some pages like for Fortnite and stuff like that. I'm like, how is that even possible? I was like talking to mom, I was like, how is that even possible that a child that's going to school gets a laptop from the county and then has access to YouTube? Because YouTube, yes, I understand. She was like, educational. There's educational videos, so on and so forth.
I can understand with some boundaries, there's like an educational
correct
aspect of it, right?
Yeah, but there's also things that shouldn't be watched on YouTube, period, in my opinion. So I asked the mom, I was like, what did you say? What did you do? And she's like, well, I just told the teachers, like, thank you for letting me know about my child. I will definitely address it with that kiddo. But as far as like your issue is like, why is my child having access to these internet platforms, whether it's YouTube, Google, or whatever, and there's no filtering? Or the filtering that you have obviously aren't working. Like there's no need for a child to be in class, supposed to be doing a reading assignment, is searching Fortnite videos or searching sexy girls or whatever the case may be. Like how is that even possible?
Right. I'm honestly pretty like shocked that they have access to YouTube.
Dead. Yeah, same. Shocked.
Not that I'm saying like, oh, if they go on Google, like you can still type in whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, it's the World Wide Web.
Right. But I just Google owns YouTube?
Since when?
Always, right?
Well, that explains it. Yeah. I guess it's hard to
Google,
block.
But okay, like what I guess would be more like my question is, because like when they're in these settings where they have access to the laptops, I mean, they're in a classroom, there's like what, 20 kids?
Yeah.
So they could all be not doing the assignment, but like have full access to the web?
Most schools have restricted access, right?
Okay, but what does that mean?
Okay, like what's restricted access? Because what's restricted to some parents may not be restriction to others, right?
A lot of things like nudity, gun control,
violence,
hatred, anything like that. Even some religious speech or whatever.
Yeah. Hate speech.
When you search, like it'll redirect you to like, something. I remember being in high school and there was
it would say like restricted URL.
You couldn't search certain things.
Yeah.
Trust me, there was so many kids
trying. They weren't allowed at home trying to get in.
Girls online.
Yeah.
So
it happens. I just don't understand how nowadays age.
See, I guess that would be my question. Like, did they? Okay, even if there was a kid next to him, like, did something come up where they could physically see it? Or did they get an alert, like as an educator, like, hey, so
these are the terms, and that's exactly what was happening.
Is like,
that's exactly
going ham in the search bar or something.
And that's exactly. So I guess the school tracks like keywords, and that's what kind of like insinuated like we have to dig in deeper into this search history of this kid's laptop, right? So then they kind of search into it deeper. But it's just mind-boggling as a parent, if I was that parent and I sent my kids to school, I'm trusting the educators and the county to protect my child as far as like to be exposed to those types of platforms. And I understand YouTube itself isn't terrible, but there's also should be restrictions, especially for these younger kids.
Yeah.
They're at the age where they're very curious about their bodies and, the other boys or, and girls. Like,
the body curiosity, I feel like is like so young.
It is.
It's happening so young. It's, like girls are getting their periods earlier. There's so many things that I'm like, as a parent, I feel like I'm almost naive to because I'm like, oh, well, like middle school. Like this is all for middle school. And it's not. It's not like that nowadays. Like you have to have these conversations earlier. You have to grab your kids. I unfortunately had a situation where my kid was hearing things on the bus.
Oh, see?
And was repeating it. And he got,
in trouble.
I got a phone call from school. Like, hey, Grayson is saying this. And it was very uncomfortable. And, I do have to say in my parenting, I'm like, I don't want to say that I think he would do it, but I'm not one of those parents that would be like, oh, my kid would never do that. My baby is perfect. Like I am not like that because they are learning. And that is one thing that we had to sit down and have a conversation with. Like, hey, this is a safe space with mommy and daddy.
Yeah.
Like I put my daughter far away.
Yeah.
But I'm like, here's your headphones, girl.
Go
like,
watch Bluey.
Far away. But I want him to know like, hey, this is a safe space and you are allowed to ask any question. There's no question that's off topic. There's nothing that we are going to be upset or mad or disappointed. Like you have to, you need to tell us. And like some of the things that he comes home with, and I'm like,
shocking. Excuse me?
I think there was something he came home with last week, and it had to pertain to like a physical act that this girl did in the lunchroom with a corn dog.
Oh no.
And
can you share what the act was?
Do it. I feel bad. I don't want to say it.
Say it.
I don't want to say it.
It's that bad?
I'm like blushing. It's
bad. It is not so
okay.
bad.
They're kids, okay? And I think that sometimes the level of judgment from other parents is so bad that like people don't want to share what their kids are going through.
Yeah.
And then you have like the added in like the older siblings.
Yeah.
And then you have like the stuff online. I mean, there's kids in Grayson's grade that have cell phones. Like they can, they have access to literally everything.
I tell Ari, I was like, it's not happening. Don't ever ask me.
That is a hot topic. Like,
I'm about to get a house phone, a landline.
I was like, I tell Grayson all the time, I'm like, until you can literally show a very high level of responsibility, like you are not having a cell phone. It's like off topic. But I'm not going to get into everything that she did. But it was, she took the corn dog from lunch and put it down by her private parts and said, now I have a penis.
Oh my gosh.
Which, I mean,
I'm sure she thought it was funny.
Right. It
you know, they're
and
kids.
that's the thing with today's kids is we were all doing silly stuff like that.
Yeah.
But now it's a referral. It's a phone call to the parent. Then the parents are judging the other parents. Like, what are they teaching her at home? Blah, blah, blah. You know, and it's like, you guys, we have to give ourselves like a lot of grace and some understanding. You know, not every parent is going home and having the conversation or thinking they have to have the conversation. Like I was that parent that was like, oh, I have some more time to like talk about birds and the bees or talk about any of that.
It's shocking.
And that is not the case.
No, it
is
shocking.
It's
interesting because, you know, my daughter, she is 9 turning 10. And I feel like those conversations, the questions that she comes home with, I'm not prepared for, to be honest with you. She's my first kid. I never had to have those tough conversations. But I feel like when she does ask, I sit down with her and I'm just super honest and open. Yeah. And I tell her to an age-appropriate level to what she needs to know, but I don't sugarcoat things and I say, oh, well, you know, we can talk about that later.
Use like actual like anatomy parts.
I do. Like
you're not like you're not like making up names.
No. Like I tell her like this is what it is.
Right.
Because I feel like for her, it's better for her to be aware and hear from me than hear from a friend that the parent is telling her something completely different or not the same moral values that I'm trying to instill in her on certain things and certain topics. But it is definitely an uncomfortable position to be in as a parent to have these awkward conversations when you're not prepared for that season of parenting.
I think I have to agree with you, but I think there's no way to like prepare yourself. I feel like that I literally I think I cried for like a whole week because we were like going through it. But I'm like, my kid is 9. My kid is 9 and we're having to have like birds and the bee talk. Like I just think it's and like we weren't I don't want to say sugarcoat it, but like he wasn't prepared to hear certain things. Yeah. So it was a very like
baseline,
basic, simple conversation. And I also told him like, you know, this is a conversation that you are having with mommy and daddy. Like if we go to the pediatrician and while mommy and daddy are in the room and you want to ask your doctor question, like you can, but this is basically, these are the safe people you can have these conversations with. Like you don't go into school and be like, I learned today. Like we, you know, like I wanted him to understand like this isn't something that we share publicly. This is just private, our family, our 4 walls. And he was like he was understanding. He was very receptive. But I think I was more shocked as to how much he already was hearing
and knew from
other people. And it's not like these kids are good kids. Like I don't want people to sit there and be like, oh, you know. so-and-so heard this from this, and like now we don't talk to that kid, or like guys,
we're all in it. We're all
kids.
in it. We're all trying to, and maybe the parent gets presented with this type of situation where they're not confident enough to know what to say. Like you were comfortable enough, as awkward as that conversation may have been. You're probably like, oh my goodness, but you're like, I'm just gonna bite the bullet and I'm just gonna, do it. Not everyone may feel confident enough to have that, or they laugh it off thinking that it's funny, and they're like, that's hilarious. Like they don't see where it's inappropriate, or because they have older kids, or they're just like over it or whatever, and that's where you have to just stay firm as far as like your parenting, and just be like, listen, this is the reality of it, and some kids may tell you something different, or something contradicts what I'm telling you. Come, and to your point, have a safe space to ask those questions. Right.
But I even actually created something for us as a family where he could write in a notebook. Yeah. Like say it's something that he's maybe like embarrassed to ask. Or like, because it is, I don't know.
It is.
It's for me, I think I cried because I thought I had more time. I feel like once you rip off that Band-Aid, that innocence of childhood is kind of changed out a little bit. And like I still look at my kid and I still think he's like, I think I did a real video of him like in his like coming home outfit, and he was in a baseball outfit, and I look at him like that, but he's not. And like, kids are kind of getting thrown into these like more adult conversations, and so it's really hard. And I think people are sometimes very afraid to talk about it. Yeah. And they're very afraid to share with their kids about it. And it's like, what would you rather? Would you rather that somebody else is controlling the narrative of what
or are you
is appropriate, and or you?
Yeah. I feel like that is the biggest reason why I feel like talking to your kid is so important. And it doesn't even necessarily need to be anything sexually or about their bodies. It could be the simple thing, like for example, like Aria had an incident with one of her little friends in her class, and she was like telling me, she was like, oh mom, I was so frustrated, and she's like, I went to my friend and I told her like, oh, I have to tell you what so-and-so did, and I was like, pause right there. And I was like, right there, I was like, that's called gossiping. I was like, that is not okay. And she's like, mom, I'm just telling my friend what happened. I was like, exactly, but you're talking about someone else that you're having an issue with. That is gossiping. I was like, what you need to do is take a beat, calm down, and then the next day, the following day, you go and approach that person that you're having the conflict with and say, hey, I'm feeling this way. This is how you made me feel. Can we talk about it? I don't like feeling this way about you. I care about our friendship. Let's move on. And that like clicked in her head. She's like, mom, I didn't know that that's what gossiping was. I was like, well, now you do. I was like, we don't do that. I was like, you should go and talk about it. So it's just those maturity conversations. It is just so important to instill in your kiddos, because they're little sponges, and their brains are not fully developed to understand like the emotional roller coaster of conflict, friendships, their bodies changing.
They just want to, but like in her situation, she was like, oh, this happened to me. I want to share with my friend how I'm feeling.
Yes.
Like, and like
innocently.
Right. And that's the thing for me is like a lot of the stuff with the kids is very innocent, but it overflows, and
100%.
Like that's why I know there was a couple teachers that were like writing in on TikTok mad that I was like, oh, I wish teachers appreciation.
Oh, yeah, girl, you got eaten alive.
Yeah, they were so mad. You guys, I love teachers.
Some of the teachers deleted it because they was so feisty.
I know. But like, I love teachers. I could never be a teacher. The level of respect I have for teachers, anyone that knows me personally, that's literally why I do Teacher Appreciation Week, because I value you guys. But the stuff that they probably hear more and come home with is just
insane.
And I don't know. I feel bad because I don't think that a lot of people can understand, when the teachers are writing in like, hey, this is happening in class, like, please have a conversation with your kid. I feel like parents are just so like, that's not my kid. It would never happen.
Yeah.
And
they're in denial.
They're in denial. And
but you
that's
can't
hard.
be. Like it's hard. It's hard to accept that. That's like the seasons or like the feelings of grief. Like, oh my God, is this really happening?
Right.
Because the reality of it is there is that phase of denial, like that parent that found out that their kid was searching sexy girls or whatever on YouTube. It's like, there's no way. Like, there's just no way that my kid would do that.
Right.
And then you look but the crazy thing is when that parent approached the child was like, owned it. and was like, took accountability and was like, yeah, like I did. And then that opens a whole other door of conversation. Well, why did you search that? Why did you feel like you needed to, like, are you curious? Like, let's ask and have those conversations. And it was a healthy conversation, I'm sure, that they had. But it's just one of those things that you just don't know what your kid's thinking. They innocently may be like, oh, I'm just curious because I think girls are pretty.
Right. And it's more curiosity. It's not like malicious intent.
Oh, no. It's not like a disgusting intent.
Right. Like
they're
it's
just
not
like, oh, I like, whatever. Right. I'm just curious to see what this is. Or what's kissing looking like? Like, how do you kiss or whatever? Right. It's just terrifying that these resources are at their fingertips, because I remember growing up, we didn't have that. Like, it's people were practicing to kiss on their freaking pillow or the back of their hand or something. Like
they were?
No, I don't know. I'm just giving I don't know. I'm just saying, like, there wasn't those resources where they're like, we didn't have access to that. I mean, we had dial-up internet, bro. Like,
dude, I was like, part of me, I was having like a moment when all this was going on, and I was like, maybe we just go back to living like the Amish. What I'm saying. I was like, maybe we just
a landline.
Like, I literally was like looking up, like, can you get a landline installed?
Correct, and like, you can,
you can. I literally was. And it's not. I don't want people to think that like we're having this conversation because we want to like bubble our kids
No.
I just think that, in my opinion, personally, there's certain things that should be saved for later on in life when like they can cognitively, emotionally understand it differently. I mean, I don't know.
But that's gone.
It's gone.
It's like,
and like
fast forward.
What they talk about, I had a mom from Mississippi. I was like talking to her, and her son goes to a private school.
Okay.
And she was sharing with me that at lunch, they do not talk.
Yeah. They do that at my kids' school sometimes.
What?
Silent lunch. Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. It's not just like sometimes based off of behavior. It is like all the time.
Oh.
They don't. So she told, at first I was like, man, that sounds kind of cruel.
Yeah.
But then she explained it to me. She was like, during our parent-teacher conference, the kids only have like 23 minutes to have lunch.
Okay.
So a lot of them like to talk and socialize and not eat during that time. So then in the afternoon comes, they got headaches, they feel nauseous, they're starving. Yeah. And she's like, it also cuts out any type of like mischiefy behavior. So therefore they do not talk during lunch.
That's so sad, though.
And I'm like,
I feel like that's such an important aspect of it.
I'm very torn.
Like, to socialize with others.
But lunch is not like, okay, for elementary school kids, have you ever seen them have lunch?
Yeah. It's a zoo.
It is. Yeah. Like, talk about, first of all, it smells. The level of anxiety is terrible. But they have these like benches, but they don't sit across from each other.
No.
They sit
straight
in like a pew form. Like they just sit on one side.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm like, okay, so if you have a silent lunch, what is it? It's not because they can really only talk to like,
their friends next
it's not
to
like
them.
They're all congregating in groups or picking like a cool table or
like
whatever.
Like you do in high school where everything's like open, basically like an open table. Like you just walk into the cafeteria and it's like immediate anxiety. You're like, where am I going to find a seat?
It's not like that.
Yeah.
So at first I was like, man, I can see both sides. I'm like, okay, I can understand they have a short time period. I can understand the not talking. And it probably eliminates a lot of like corn dog talk. You know what I'm saying? But like those conversations, I guess the whole point is like those conversations are going to happen.
Yeah.
And so then, we started like a journal kind of thing. So like he can either type something or he can write us like notes and like whatever.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've learned a lot.
I'm sure you have.
I'm like, you talked about this where? From who? And it's a lot.
Do you feel like when you find out that information, like if Grayson tells you like, hey, like I found out this from so-and-so, do you feel like you just talk to Grayson about it? Or do you feel like compelled to like, hey, address it with that other child's parent if he tells you like it was so-and-so down the street or whatever? Like, have you ever had that? To have that conversation?
If it's something like endangering, like someone's talking about like, so-and-so wants to hurt himself, like I'm immediately calling the parent.
Yeah.
But if it's like, oh, so-and-so called this person gay, I don't reach out. I mean, if I'm going to be realistic.
Yeah.
If I'm talking like between sports, what you hear in car line, whatever. I mean, I would be on the phone all the time.
Yeah.
If you were to sit there and like dissect every little thing that a kid says.
Yeah.
I personally, if it's something that he's coming home really upset with.
Yeah. And it's affecting him.
On like a daily basis,
then,
I will reach out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not that like knee-jerk parent that's like, oh, just so you know, your son, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. That's hard.
I don't do that, you know, but like even Grayson came home yesterday and he's in the shower. He's like, Mom, I have a question. I'm like, awesome. Like, can't wait to. I'm like I'm like trying to get my life together.
Yeah.
And he's like, what does it actually mean to be a big back?
Oh, because that's the term.
And I'm like, dude, I like.
What did you tell him?
I was like, it sounds pretty disrespectful. And then I'm literally at my phone. I'm like, is he talking about me? Because I mean,
is he talking about me?
I don't know. Like,
Carlos is dying.
I'm just saying, I'm sweating. This is the worst.
What, did you Google it?
I'm going to tell you. So like, it's a slang term that's used predominantly on TikTok that generally refers to a person who is overweight and eats a lot.
Bro, so it's a fat person.
So instead of saying like, hey, you're fat.
You're a big back.
So then I was in my head, I'm like, it sounds, you know,
rude.
Disrespectful.
We heard it one time.
I heard, but okay, like I thought.
It was like, dang,
somebody called.
Okay,
so thank you. Somebody called Grayson. We were at a restaurant.
Yes.
It was the baseball team.
Yes.
And they were like, damn, Grayson, you a big back. But they were like, oh,
you immediately turned
I turned around and I was like,
what did you just say?
He just ate like a whole rack of ribs. And he's yeah, he eats a lot. So like kids
innocently don't understand. Like they're not thinking it's fat.
Grayson kind of looked at me. I'm like, you're good. You eat a lot. It's like, you're fine. Just keep eating. Like, you know, whatever. Yeah. But then when he brought it up again, I think, you know, and that's the thing. Cause I was like, I said to him, I was like, what?
It bothered him.
It bothered him. So I was like, what was the context of it?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, so-and-so said it to so-and-so. And I'm like, okay, but like, again, you know, because like context is a lot. And that's where I just, you know, as a parent, if I were to go and reach out to every parent that I heard something happen, you don't know like there's so many unknowns. And I'm
there
like,
really is.
I'm not going to sit there and get some little kid in trouble. Like you don't know what they were saying. But like that is one thing I even hear often is they'll be like, you're gay. You missed it. You're gay. And I'm like, you guys.
Stop. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And
that's
then like,
just crazy.
I had to ask Grayson, I'm like, do you know what gay is?
Yeah. Did he know?
He was like, it's when two guys marry each other.
Dang, he knew that?
And I was like,
how does he know?
I was like, oh. He's like, oh, so-and-so's uncle on the bus told me. And I'm like, what the, you know, like, what? Like,
Dead.
And like, that's fun, you know, like, but there's so many things that they are aware of and know that as you just don't, I'm like, the bus ride is 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you all talk about? It's wild.
It is wild. I feel like that's
why we're car riders.
Until
further notice.
Same. Yeah.
You know?
I'll take my VIP spot any day. It's just crazy. Like even just like the simple thing of like the phone. So I'm sure I'm sure you saw that Netflix series of that high schoolers that they were a couple and the mom.
Oh my God.
Spoiler alert.
Hold on, wait. What was her oh wait, I know it.
Did you see it?
I see her face like all the time and I'm like mortified.
Listen, she's a sticker immediately on my phone. It was like what?
It was Netflix, right?
Yes. It's something the unknown
catfish.
Yes. Something high school catfish something.
Let me get the exact but I watched it and I think I literally like he unknown number, the high school catfish is what it's called.
Did you
on
watch
Netflix.
You watched all of it.
I watched the whole thing.
Did you die?
Okay.
I was like mouth on the floor like this, shocked.
Okay, so we're going to get there's a couple things that this is what I want to know. Okay? Cuz like when cuz I put all these things on like people are getting murdered, like I don't know. I just like I like all these little documentaries.
those crime documentaries.
These crime things. I only obviously watch them when Keaton's home because I'm like, oh, was he? You know, I hear something outside. I'm like, we're dying.
Yeah.
But I watched it and like he and I were in bed and he's like doing stuff and I'm just like, I paused it and I'm like, do you think this is weird? And he was like, kind of. And I'm like, why wouldn't they just, if this person is getting new phone numbers and they keep blocking the number, why wouldn't they just change their number and get a new phone? Like, I feel like
they didn't though, because that was a question that was asked.
They didn't, which to me is odd because I'm like, you probably would have figured it out at that point, because then the two moms that were going into the school, like only a small amount of people would have the new number. So you would automatically know somebody's.
I'm surprised that they didn't. I feel like I immediately
I feel like I would take away my kid's phone.
Yes.
At that point.
Yeah.
Like, and the fact that level of bullying,
the things that
psychotic
were said,
stuff for
girl,
2 years.
Disgusting.
I think I literally had to pause it. I like got up and Keaton was like, you are so mad. I had to walk out because she literally was telling her daughter to kill herself.
Yeah. That she was an effing bitch.
Yes. Yeah. And that and the sexual things were also like super weird.
Yes. It was weird.
And then the fact that like the interviewer was like, how did you know that your daughter wasn't going to actually do something? She's like, I'm her mother right now. And I'm like, done. What? I was done. I was like,
it was insane.
You're psychotic.
Yeah.
And I saw that. I watched it till the end, and I just literally, I just want to hug that girl and be like, that is not love. That is not a mother.
It's a way of manipulation. It is disgusting.
But she was she was doing it to gain like access, control over her daughter,
based on the mother's experience when she, like, I guess trauma that she had gone through as a child.
Okay, I want to know, did that really happen? Because I don't believe that.
I didn't know. It's a true story.
No, the catfish is a true story, but what happened to the mom growing up?
Yeah, that's an unknown, I guess.
Because this is my thing. So for me, like, I don't know.
But even that we have to be worried about. The adults as well, not just the kids.
Okay, but remember there was someone that is in the school system that let us know that there was a little girl that had a phone. She was like prank called.
Yeah.
And was asked to undress. Remember?
Yes.
And they did a full video of her undressing and then sent it out to the school.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
I still haven't.
It's just insane. It is just so. Like, parents, tell us, like, what do you guys do? Like, what age did your kids get a phone? Do you believe having a phone at this point? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm very scared. I'm scared
because I don't care what you tell me. Like, I know people have like the Bark Watch or like certain like other things. Like, I'm not saying this because I want to do it, but I feel like there's going to come a point where you have to give them a phone.
For safety.
Like, they're driving, they're walking home from school. Like, there's so many different variables.
Yeah.
It just makes me nervous, Yeah. And again, you can't control what other people say and do with your kids. And that's where you really have to hone it in as a parent and just have those conversations. It's hard.
It is hard.
But you're not alone.
Yeah.
I do want to say that. But that catfish story, I still like that.
It is mind-blowing.
Grinds my gears.
Yeah. It's definitely hard.
But the phone part, like, you really don't know what other people are texting. And like, I do have friends that are like, hey, my kid has a phone.
Yeah.
But like at bedtime, the phone stays downstairs and I go through their phone. But I'm like, okay, there's so many apps.
Yeah. Like Snapchat that goes away in like instantly.
And then like there's, she found a thing on her son's phone that was like a secret app.
What?
It was like a secret app.
That blocks things from being sent to your parents or something?
But like had to have a code to get into the app. But then there was like other like text. Like, kids are really smart. Like, this is one thing technology wise. I think this is an iPhone 8.
Damn, girl.
I'm just saying.
This belongs in a museum. Like, this is an ancient
Hold on, wait. Maybe it's not an 8. Hold on, wait.
Girl, disrespectful. That won't even work.
Stop. Don't stop. But like, let me tell you right now about.
It's an iPhone 6, guys.
It's an iPhone 13 Pro.
Oh, okay.
So it's not too bad.
It's not too bad.
But I know.
Yeah.
We're on version
were you
17.
able to update your software to the iOS?
I haven't done it because everyone's told me it's bad.
Yeah, it's ass.
But kids are going to be like what they can do with technology. They are smarter than us. Mm-hmm. And they are going to be able to manipulate a phone or manipulate YouTube at school and do whatever because they know how to jump through those loopholes.
Yeah.
So I feel like you could sit there and like parentally restrict anything. I feel like that's like a like a false sense of security.
Yeah.
When people are like, oh, well, I let my kids, have a phone or play video games, but everything's parentally controlled.
Yeah. But is it really? Because like at Roblox, is a whole thing too, like where there's like a whole lawsuit because there's with the blockers, with the parental controls, with all of those like barriers that they have, there's still creepy people that are coming through these platforms and spying on your kids, talking to your kids through chats, like just convincing your kids like all these different crazy off the wall thoughts that you're like, my kid would never believe, that they fall for it. And then the question also is, as a stricter parent, how strict can you get before the kid rebels? Or they're like, well, if I can't do it at home, I'll just do it at a friend's house, or I'll go on YouTube at school and do it, like what do you do? Like how much leeway do you give your kid to like trust them? Like how much, I don't know. It's just such a complex thing.
But okay, it's hard because like there is also peer pressure. So like it's like, okay,
that's a whole other thing.
Like Google this, look this up, try this. I mean, I don't, like it's hard. And I think nowadays with how technology is and Ring doorbells and like all this stuff, like even in my neighborhood, these people blasted these kids. I mean, they were doing like ding dong ditch at like 2:00 in the afternoon. Like it's annoying, but like
it's innocent.
It's in it, right? But like there's cameras everywhere,
yeah, for sure.
And you can't do anything.
Yeah.
Thank goodness, I was born not in this time because I would have been in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Not that we were bad.
No,
we were just out in the middle of the field partying.
Yeah,
but like.
We did grow up around the best times, though.
How I grew up and like how my kids are growing up is very different. Yes. And I think that is a very hard reality to accept.
Yeah. Or just navigate.
How to manage it. Because it's like
I feel like we're the first generation to raise children in this type of world. Because even when I call my mom and I'm like, oh my God, Mom, this just happened.
Yeah.
She's like, oh boy, like I don't even know how to like give you advice because when you were growing up, you didn't have these types of devices or issues or apps. Like, there was always the basic, the body, the sexual things, whatever.
Right.
But the other type of thing, the exposure so close to their fingertips and so easy to accept, like so accessible to these kids at such a young age. Everything's like pushed fast forward. My mom's like, I don't know. Like, this is the advice I can give you.
Yeah.
But I feel like we are truly that first generation of parenting that's really going through the nuances of social media. Everything's digital. Everything is just like an overload of information from like the news anchor, from all of the things that we have been seeing the last few weeks. Like all of those things we should not be seeing.
Right.
Like our eyes were not made to see that kind of horror that's really in this world.
Right.
And that's what is just... It's so saddening. It really is as a parent.
Yeah.
Because like what happens if your kid's scrolling and something pops up?
Oh, yeah.
And then you're just like, they're shocked. Like
I know exactly what you're talking about because I called Kean upset because I was just scrolling and I saw a video that was like incredibly graphic. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what if your kid saw accidentally?
Because there was no filters.
There was none.
Nothing.
There
none. Wasn't even like, oh, this is like, click to view content, like, blurred out, whatever.
Right. Like, okay. Like,
yeah, like at your own discretion.
Right,
there was no discretion. Like, it was just like, boom, in your face. It was out there, yeah. And that is terrifying. And that's why it's so important for parents to be very aware of like what your kids are looking at. What are they watching? Like, it's terrifying. It really is. And all I can do is just pray for my kids and how I parent them. But it's a scary place.
It's scary, but it's also, for me, it's hard because it's like, I don't want them to be like naive with the world. But I think there's also like, as a parent, a level of protection that you need to have over your child.
Yeah.
So I think it's hard to balance like, okay,
how much do we want
how
you
much
to know?
do we really share now? And that's why, we started that like journaling kind of thing.
That's such a great advice.
Just to create a conversation, because I'm like, these conversations are going to get
harder.
They're going to get more intense. There's things that, as a parent, like I think he had asked me one question and I was like, bud, I said, I don't have the answer for you right now.
Yeah.
But when daddy gets home, like we'll
chat
and we get like situated, like let's sit down and talk about it,
Yeah.
He's like, okay, yeah. And like I literally went into the pantry with Keaton and I was like, and he was like, yo, calm down.
Yeah.
He's like, when I get home, we'll talk about it. But he's like, at least he's asking questions. He's curious because he's hearing things. So he's trying to understand what that is. And like,
at least he's asking you though. He's not going to a friend and being like, hey, what does this mean?
Yeah.
And not telling you about it.
I mean, and that's not how it started.
Yeah. I'm sure.
But like it's hard. But so I just want to talk to, because I was looking it up. So Roblox it's the reason they're under the lawsuit right now is parents are taking action over Roblox alleged negligence toward child safety.
Wow.
Roblox is under legal scrutiny for exposing minors to harmful interactions, inappropriate content, and a lack of proper moderation.
Yeah. I mean, that's a huge issue. And you look at Roblox and you're like, oh, this is just an innocent game. Like any parent that just like innocently doesn't know what that platform truly is, they're like, oh, it's just a video game.
Yeah, but wasn't it a couple years ago they also came out with that Roblox thing where the girl was hanging herself?
Yeah, like there's just
and it was like the
games.
creepy girl talking.
Mojo or Moho or whatever.
I don't know. Am I allowed to say that? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it was like – It was already like I know that there was a lot of so like Grayson has never played that game. Now I've learned that when he goes over friends' houses,
they may.
And so like for me as a parent, when I go over, and even if it's like, oh, we're sometimes I'm not always there. Like we're at that age where it's like I'm not always there when he's at parents' houses. So I literally. Like Grayson will be like, oh, you can stay in the car. I'm like, absolutely not. And it's always someone I know.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm just like
total
randomly
stranger, just drop
right.
off. Yeah.
They're like friends of years, and I will literally go up to the parent and be like, hey, just a friendly reminder, no video games.
Yeah.
Because
I guess you have to bust out the card to be like, like an allergy list. They're allergic to peanuts. Or allergic to all these things.
Kean,
like now, no activities are not allowed to do.
Grayson gets so embarrassed. He's like, Mom. And I'm like,
it's true.
If I don't allow you to do it at home, I don't want you doing it at someone's house.
Yeah.
And I love you, but just because we do it. And that's the other thing that it's hard to explain to him at his age too, is like, we do things a certain way in our house. Yeah. That's not how everybody lives their life.
That's
other
true.
Friends can do other things. And I said, you are going to come home, and he has, so-and-so can do this. I don't care.
Yeah. I mean.
I am that parent. Like, I do not give a shit.
Yeah.
If so-and-so is up till midnight on a school night playing Fortnite.
Yeah. Which not is easy to do. Yeah.
Not interested. Good for them.
Yeah. It's not
That's not you.
That's not you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
And I tell my kids this all the time, and I say this all the time on the podcast. You can go behind my back and do it. That's a stupid game that you're playing, and congratulations, you're going to win a stupid prize. Like it's very point blank, because with every decision that you make, there's a consequence, right? Whether you get caught right then and there, or it's 2 weeks later or a week later, like we're going to find out. Nothing is in hiding. And then your punishment is going to be, you're going to be watching PBS, doing educational, watching an animal show, and then coming back and telling me, these are the 3 facts I learned, Mom. Like at this point, there has to give and take, and nothing, you can't hide. Like it's all going to come out.
And that's what the other thing with, today's society is like you have access to, you can find a mom on Facebook.
Yeah.
And you can, so I tell him all the time, I'm like, don't you lie to me.
Yeah.
Like I can pretty much handle anything you're going to tell me.
Yeah.
Please don't lie to mommy. I do not like surprises.
Honesty always wins.
I don't like surprises. Yeah. And at the end of the day, the truth always comes out.
Yeah.
No matter what. You could sit there and live in a closet and just pretend it's not going to happen. The truth always comes out, and it's very important. I said it sometimes can be hurtful to be truthful. I said, but it's better to be truthful because you earn that respect and you have a level of integrity. And like, reviewing all of that with him, and he, He's learning, girl. I mean, it's hard, and it's just, I don't know. I don't know how you guys are doing out there. You know, we wanted to talk about it because we like to be very transparent. And,
as moms ourselves.
Obviously, you know, we're sports moms. That's really what the Playbook podcast is about. But at the end of the day, we're moms first. And, you know, what our kids are being susceptible to and coming home with. And, you know, what are some tips? Like, what are things that you're doing that maybe work?
Yeah.
Maybe you're like, don't do this. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
We tried, failed. Like, let us know. I mean, I love your journal idea. I think that's a great, simple platform where they're not faced with an actual conversation right off the rip, but they give them time to process what their question is, or like, how do I want to address it where I'm not embarrassed to ask that question? And it's like that little safe space that you created. I think that's a great starting point to really just have that open dialogue. Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be something like sexual or something that happened in school.
It could be anything.
Like, sometimes the question is like, okay, yesterday I said to him, I said, tell me something today that you did that made you very proud. And he was like, oh, I got the highest grade on my poetry test in class. And I'm like, awesome.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Like, I mean, he has dyslexia. We do a lot of tutoring, and I'm like, good for you. Like, so it's not always like,
oh yeah, like a hidden thing.
It's a hidden thing or like a secret thing. But I've learned that if he does feel uncomfortable to ask me a question, and if he doesn't go to dad, he'll put it in the
journal.
In the journal.
He's like, Mom, ding ding, you got mail.
Yeah. Oh, he'll be like, there's something under your pillow. I'm like, okay,
so cute.
You know, but I mean, it's a good thing, and I think it's even good for girls too. You know, like I remember having a journal.
Yeah. I have a book with Ari, so it's like it's a really sweet book. I have to share the link. I found it on Amazon, but it's good now that Ari's a little bit older. But it's like a book that it's basically a journal between mom and daughter. So it's a cute little journal, and you talk about like, you know, how is she feeling about certain things, or like did anything happen at school? Like it's just like a safe, and it prompts the questions.
Okay.
So then there's open dialogue, and it's just like a safe space where you pass the journal back and forth from the parent to the child, and it's just an activity that we've done, and it really helps just having those conversations. And it's nothing specific like about their bodies or anything like that. It's just like overall nurturing that relationship, because I feel like it's so important. Yeah. It's so important to have that like communication, open dialogue, and just trust. Like, you know, at the end of the day, you have to trust your kid and raising them the right way. And, you know, there's going to be chances that they're going to be forced with good choices, bad choices, and it's up to them.
It's like, it's for me too, it's also like the influence of friends, you know, like
who you surround yourself with.
When some of these boys get together, they really start riling each other up. Really and I'm like, they really, you know, and it's, you know, I look at my son and I'm like, what are you doing? Yeah. He's like, well, look, I'm like, I don't care.
Listen, I don't even get me started on Brayden. I love my little noodle. Like, he literally is the cutest, squishiest little thing ever, but he is truly, and correct me if I'm wrong, but he's truly like a frat boy.
He is.
In a 7-year-old body.
He cannot go away to college.
He is going to be like, whoa! He is so wild. And I don't really know where I mean, Patrick's his own.
I think he's you.
Me? I would never act that way. Bro, every picture that my son takes is like a middle finger in the freaking tournament.
Not that part, but I'm talking about like the
sass?
Yeah, like okay, I wouldn't call it sass. It's like I don't know how to describe it. It's not sass.
Choose your words wisely, Rachel.
No, hold on, it's not sass. It's like he just likes to be like life of the party. Yeah. Like, but not like he does it for like other people's entertainment and laughter.
He likes to be the jokester.
Not to be like in trouble.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But he does it. He like the stuff that he does, like he'll do it and then he'll look around.
Like,
and I'm
did anybody see me? Yeah. Like, it's so, I mean, the other day he was like, like I couldn't. I even posted. I mean, it's just so, it's so funny. He reminds me of a lot of my little brother.
Really?
That's the part that I'm just like, holy shit, I'm in so much trouble. Yeah. Because I love my brother, Gadiel. Shout out to you. I love you. But he's the complete opposite of me. Like, he's more of the life of the party. He's the more social butterfly. Yeah. I'm more of like the wallflower, more of observant type of thing. I'm very shy. But he's not. And when he went to college, you know, we grew up in a very strict Christian household. Yeah. With, you know,
I've met your parents. I got that memo.
You got that, right? They're wild, right? But my brother, when he went off to college, he went from like a 180. Like he was like straight up living that college experience, drinking. Like he did all of that stuff.
Yeah, girl, that was me.
My
parents had me like locked in. But like, you know what? I look back and I'm like, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Like I would never admit this to them.
Yeah.
But like if they gave me the free reign.
Seriously. And my mom's like, you're paying for all the shit you made me have to go through.
If they gave me the free reign that I thought I deserved and wanted, girl.
Dead.
Girl.
Dead.
I would have been in so much. I'll bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I was more boy crazy. I probably would have like 7
babies. It was just, I'm just kidding. But like
7 baby daddies. I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding. No,
but you know, like that's what it is. It's like the
you
boy
just feel
crazy.
Like you're older. You're like I'm 17.
I had a job. I was making. You know, here I am thinking I'm making. You know, like
$30,000. You're like, this is amazing.
Like my tax return was $12,000.
Yeah,
you know, like but you think you know everything.
Yeah.
And you know, so I try to like relate. You know, and I like our kids are young, so we have a way to go. But it's like, girl, next thing you know,
listen,
they're there. But I think it's, you know, hard because for me, I see that, you know, like I don't want him to be restricted, but you have to have like the boundaries and like, you know, you can't just let him do whatever.
No.
Because I mean, if I remove video games, I don't know if I told you that.
No, I didn't know that.
So I feel bad because the boys will always call him and be like, play video game. But like, I had to take a break. And it's not that, I mean, not that I'm saying Fortnite is bad. I'm not going to say that. Okay. But in our life and our schedule, there really isn't time for the distraction of the video game.
Correct.
The amount of homework that he comes home with, the amount of stuff that he has to do this year, and then add in Callie's sports and Callie's homework and you know, hitting coach and all that. Like, I mean, girl, the week is over.
Yeah.
And we just don't have the time.
Yeah.
You know, that's it.
Yeah. Do you notice the behavior when they play the video games though?
Oh, girl.
Because that's a whole other thing too.
So
I've noticed it.
I would be in the room when he plays. And like
same.
they're
he
all
plays on the big screen.
They're all like
chatting
on the video,
iPad.
whatever.
Yeah.
And like the amount of like he would be like screaming and like then I would hear other people in the background. I'm like, who is talking like that?
Who's saying those things?
And it's just, I don't know. I get the social aspect.
Yeah.
Right?
Listen,
it's like
we'll take you to a field trip to Chuck E. Cheese if you want to be social. Like
we're not going there.
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like anything but that, you know?
Yeah. But I get the social aspect, right? Because like, okay, if they even go on for like an hour a night, they still get to see all their friends. And like, I get it. But
it's like the chat rooms back in the day, the 90s, the AOL chat rooms.
Oh my gosh.
Do you remember those?
I do.
Listen.
Those were so great.
Yeah, they really were.
They were great.
But yeah, like
like I would be okay if he had a chat room and they were like actually talking.
Yeah.
But it's like verbal diarrhea. Like it's not even English.
They're like, grab the sword. Where are you going? To the left, like it's just
they're just screaming random directions.
Yeah.
And then they're like, elephant pink foxtrot. I'm like, what is that?
Yes.
Like I don't know what all that that's the other thing is like I don't even know
what
is that a key word for something?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I don't trust these children, you know?
It's true.
I don't trust them.
It's true.
So
you always got to sleep with one eye open.
I mean, please.
It's hard. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, like, you know, we made this episode because we really wanted you guys to just know that we are in the thick of it with you. You know, our kids are in similar ages, and obviously Grayson and Arya are very similar, and boy and then a girl.
Yeah.
And this is our first time parenting kids of that age. And
but girls, in my opinion, are a little bit more mature at this age.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like they're.
I can see that.
At least the little girls that I'm around.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys are so mature. Like we're not wild,
No.
and the boys, I just feel like
next level.
They are next level.
Little frat people. I'm telling you.
And
they're
I'm
little
like,
frat boys.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with frat boys. I mean, to a certain extent, you know, age appropriate, but a 7-year-old shouldn't be doing. I feel like sometimes I can visualize B doing like a beer bong. Like I don't know. Like I can just see it happening out of a keg. Like envision it. Like, it's just that type of behavior.
You're like, I'm going to be the dead mother when you go to college, so I make sure you're not doing anything.
I'm going to have to put it like I don't know. Like, it's just one of those things. And I'm just like, oh man, I'm in it. Like, everything your parents say, like, you're going to pay for this when you get older.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to be paying
But like
for
our parents, again, like to how you said, our parents, it was very different. Like I asked my mom about like growing, and she was like, you know, we had this book and we like sat you down. And I'm like, So then there I am on Amazon, like trying to find a book. And I'm like, okay, maybe I need to just
but the books aren't the same. Because now the books have more of like
some of the books,
like a crazy view of things. And you're just like, wow.
Listen, some of the books were so graphic.
No.
I was like, this is not for him.
Yeah.
But my high school, which I thought was interesting. Okay, the other thing I wanted to mention before I go into that is in 5th grade, our kids talk about
the birds and the bees.
No, what's the class in school?
Sex
ed.
5th grade.
Yes, look it up.
Stop.
You can look up the curriculum as to what they talk about. No, you have to take it.
No, I'm just kidding. I know. I'm just saying. Like, that's insane. But yeah, that's when they give them the condoms and stuff, right?
What?
Right? Isn't
they give them condoms?
Yes. Right?
Shut up.
Have you ever seen, like, Mean Girls? Remember that the PE coach was doing the sex ed class and then he gave all the girls, all the kids condoms?
That's supposed to be high school.
High school then.
I was going to say, I don't think they're handing out to like 11-year-olds.
Listen.
No way.
Educators, what I hear sometimes, like even as young as like 1st grade, these kids are like inappropriate things in bathrooms. Like it's just so bad.
Okay, so here, this is what it says here. And this is, again, state of Florida.
Okay. Just deep breath.
It's like a lot. Okay, so it says here that Florida schools are actually not required to teach sex education. However, they are required to teach health education that includes instruction of the consequences of teenage pregnancy and some aspects of sex education.
Okay. So it's a topic they cover.
They talk about the benefits of abstinence.
Yeah. I'm down with that.
They teach about sex trafficking, exploitation, and child sexual abuse.
That's a whole other topic.
The state of Florida has no regulation regarding medically accurate sex education instruction. Also, it says they can provide instruction on what HIV and AIDS is.
Interesting.
So you can actually look up your school and like what you can request a copy of what the curriculum is.
I'm going to homeschool my kids.
Stop.
I mean, at this point, how are you not going to accurately share?
It also says, okay, parents may submit a written request to the school principal to exempt their child from the teaching of reproductive health and any disease, including HIV, AIDS, its symptoms, and treatment. They have an opt-out policy. But okay, this is the thing. Even if you sign the opt-out policy, like, you know those kids are talking about it.
Yeah. Or be like, bro, we learned about a body part or like
the
act of sex or whatever. Like, I don't know. Ugh.
Anyway,
if there's visuals, I can't even.
I
think Aria would be like
there is visual. I don't. Okay, when
isn't there like a video, like
the video of giving birth?
Yes.
Yeah.
I never saw that one for some, like
I think I closed my eyes.
I don't remember that one. I remember having the conversations, but I don't remember seeing the birth video.
I remember in high school, as part of your senior like requirement, you got to you had a baby.
Oh yeah, like a baby doll.
Like it was like it's kind of like similar to like a baby alive.
Oh yes, where it cried and peed.
Where it cried and you had to feed it, it pooped, all this stuff.
They still have that,
but it was a
project,
technology-based one,
where it would
like if it cried for so long,
you would get deducted
but it was
points.
like a grade.
I remember actually.
Do you remember that?
I do remember. So I never had one, but I remember I was dancing. And I rember this as an incident that happened, and I felt so bad about it. So I was in a quince, so it was like the Sweet 16 for like Latinas.
Yeah.
And the girl had that assignment. Like the older sister had that assignment. So I was like, oh, I'll hold the doll for you. I dropped the freaking doll.
Stop.
dead. And she was like, I'm gonna fail. I was like, I'm so sorry. I remember that like it was yesterday. I'm so sorry, by the way. I remember. And the baby was crying. And I was like, oh my God.
Stop.
I dropped the baby on accident.
Gave the baby brain damage.
Yeah. I felt so bad because it was like that Sunday and she had to turn it back in on Monday and just freaking dropped it on its head. It was a whole thing. But yeah, I remember that.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, and they still do it though, from what I hear. You have to take a special
I think
class.
that's like, I feel like they should do it.
Yeah, I agree.
You know?
It's part of it. It's part of growing up.
It's part of growing up.
And it's being adult, adulting is hard. It's hard on all aspects.
Oh yeah. I think being a parent nowadays is definitely hard. So we are here for you guys.
We're here.
Please make sure, again, any like feedback, anything you want to add in. Mm-hmm. We always love like some good tips. We love some real life situations that maybe have helped you, that would help another person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You just never know. You never know what people are going through. Yeah. There's always, stories that we hear and people that write into us and just sharing their like experiences, So we're here. We sympathize with you and we appreciate you guys so much. We love you guys very much as well. So if you guys, like, share, subscribe.
Do your thing. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Bye, guys.